Ghosts never die.
Ghosts Never Die were the words spoken by Tariq St. Patrick at the very end of the season finale of Power Book 2 Ghost, so I'm talking exactly what he meant by this, and of course we're talking all thing Tommy Egan's return and everything Power Universe related. So welcome back to MovieBot. Let's talk about Power Book 2 Ghost, Ghosts Never Die.
I killed my own father to protect my mother. I killed my best friend. It always comes down to me, my family, and the gun. I don't have a choice, Professor.
So hope you're all doing great, and all of you must have seen the season finale by now, and we're diving deep into a couple of these scenes and a few things that happened in this episode, all based on your comments, and I received a mixed bag of responses in the comment section actually, so I'm going to keep this video neutral and kind of explain the bigger picture of the Power Universe and why they had Tommy do what they did. But first, if you're new to the channel, then remember to smash the subscribe button. But let's just start with my opinion on the episode, and I have to say it was a great episode, and I'll tell you the main reason as to why I think this, and it mainly revolves around the whole Power Universe and the reason they had certain scenes play out the way it did, because you just have to look at the bigger picture with Tommy Egan, Tariq and Tasha, and the whole reason why they didn't have Tommy cancel Christmas on Tasha's ass was because this Power Universe that Courtney Kemp has created, you can guarantee they will meet again, whether it be on Power Book 2 or Power Book 4 Force, where I personally think they will eventually move over to, with that being the main show. I do believe the storyline is unfinished between the trio of Tommy, Tariq and Tasha. It sets it up perfectly for Tommy's spin-off now, but it also leaves a few things unfinished, and this is the reason why I believe they didn't have Tommy kill Tasha, and it just means the Power Universe goes on. But let me know what your opinion was on the episode, so just drop your comment down below. But two things that I wanted to talk about was, how did Tommy Egan fake his death, and did Tasha know about him faking his death? This is something I want to explain because I had a few comments saying, how did Tommy Egan fake his death, and wouldn't the remains be in the car that exploded? So you have to go back to the episode after Tariq killed Jabari and the call that he had with Tommy. Tommy said on that call, "I'd hate to have pulled out my back molars for nothing," and they'd have used his teeth to do the autopsy. So as far as they're concerned, and Sax and the law enforcement, Tommy Egan is dead. But we know better, Tariq knows better, and you can guarantee, as I said before, this Power Universe, this story, the trio of Tasha, Tariq and Tommy, they will meet again. And with Tasha, was she in on the plan? Of course she was, because right before she got into the car, she was on the phone to Tariq and he said he made the call, the plan. Tasha said this better work, Reek. So Tasha was definitely in on the plan, probably hoping Tommy would let her live, but Tommy wants blood. And I thought he'd take the shot, but Tasha lives another day, and to be honest with you, even though I was predicting that she would eat the bullet and Tommy would kill her, I'm kind of glad that they didn't, because of what I said earlier about this opening up the whole Power Universe, and it opens up for them to meet again sometime in the future, and then if when Tariq takes Ghost's name. And I'm coming to Ghosts Never Die in just a moment, but let's talk about Tariq's kill, and then I'm going to come to the conversation between Tommy and Tariq and Ghosts Never Die. But on Jabari's kill, Trey D601 said Jabari's death just formed a big alliance between Tariq and Kane, hopefully, and SM said the realest part of this episode was when Tasha rushed into Tariq's dorm, letting him know that Tommy was back and how they needed to pack their things and go. She said Tommy is a fucking killer. Tariq responded, "So am I," and the look on her face as she slowly sat back was something that was too real. I don't think she truly realized what she created until that very moment. And I want to kind of combine these two comments together and talk about Jabari's kill, because of what SM said in the comment section is true. Tasha said it to Monet when she said she created Tariq and Monet created Kane, and they are the way they are because of their parents. And Tariq truly is a killer, but only when he has to be. Jabari knew way too much information for his own good, following Tariq in the last episode to writing about Tariq in his book, and then connecting all the dots from selling drugs to Drew to Harder, Barz's death at Stansfield. He knew way too much information, which is why he had to go. And for those of you that know Power, knowing too much information can get you killed. And the realization on Tasha's face when Tariq said he's a killer, in that moment she knew she's staring in the face of another ghost, and Monet knows already what she's created. And that conversation between Monet and Tasha, mother to mother, I feel at that point they understood each other, because Monet doesn't want to be in the game as much as Tasha doesn't want Tariq to be in the game. But the fact is, Monet has no choice. She's relying on Zeke to come good in the NBA so they can leave the game. K. Martin said Tasha's talk with Monet was like looking in the mirror, and the conversation between the two just shows how similar they are. And now that Tasha is alive, I do hope these two come face to face again at some point in the Power Universe, because Courtney Kemp does like to show female power, and Monet now owns Tariq. But it's clear that Tariq will do anything to keep his mother Tasha safe, and Monet knows this. So it would be interesting to see what happens when Tasha's back on the scene. But let's talk about the comment between Kane and Tariq and the alliance between Kane and Tariq, because this is something I do think we'll see in season 2 because of the conversation between the pair. It was equally as interesting as the one to Tommy and Tariq, because Kane has finally realized how useful Tariq is and how useful he can be for the Tejada family, especially after watching him kill Jabari. And I think Kane may have found a newfound respect for Tariq St. Patrick, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be best mates. I do see them working together, and possibly even Brayden. And just imagine Kane, Tariq and Brayden together in the streets once Brayden's character develops a little more, because I think that's exactly what we're going to see in season 2 with Brayden. And I am going to be diving deep into these key specific storylines and specific characters in the week and the coming weeks. But for now, let's move on and talk about Tommy Egan and that conversation between Tariq and Tommy outside Cash's place. And this is one with Cash. This is interesting because I did say in my review and recap that I really wouldn't be surprised to see Cash in the Power universe somehow at some point. I do think that will happen. But I'm just going to play that short clip for you between Tariq and Tommy when they first met outside Cash's. So I'm just going to play that for you now.
But I swear to God, you don't get your skinny ass up off my ride, I will beat your ass right now. She gonna catch a hot one for sure. Trying to pin ghost murder on me. I want all the smoke.
So this conversation between Tommy and Tariq was bound to happen sooner or later. And Tommy may have told Ghost that he won't kill Tariq, but he didn't make any promises for Tasha. And that's what Tommy tells Tariq, he wants all the smoke. And Tasha knows the code of the streets better than anyone. But this is where Tariq and Tommy hatched their plan about faking his death, which I spoke about earlier on in the video. And Davis Summers said Tariq is his father's son. All the moves he made in this episode was just like Ghost, and I couldn't agree more. The move that he pulled with Tommy, Tariq and Tasha, they were all in on it. And not just the move that he pulled with Tommy faking his own death, but also when he was on the stand, because he was very smart in the words that he chose. He absolutely destroyed Cooper Saxe and put him right back in his place, which resulted in Stephen Hart taking charge, dismissing the whole case, giving Tasha her freedom back, and with the move putting Tasha into Witsec because he knew Tommy couldn't be trusted, and having Monet as backup. Tariq is truly his father's son, and I think he's come to the realization that he's more like his father. And this makes it a perfect time to now move on to talking about Ghosts Never Die. And Kai D said when he said Ghosts Never Die, I thought he meant that his father's spirit would always be with him. In a way, he's haunted by it through the lifestyle that he lives. He watched his father's poor examples, and now that's a reflection on him. He's Ghost's ghost. And this comment right here from Kai D is a perfect way to put it. Tariq knows what Ghost had to do, why he had to do the things that he did. Tommy even said this shit like here, just like Ghost, because again, the move that Tariq pulled to have Tasha taken into Witsec, Monet protect him at the graveyard, is again just a move like Ghost, because he knew Tommy couldn't be trusted and he wouldn't keep his word about leaving Tasha, and Tariq finally realizes that he is now Ghost in the making. He's not just there yet, but he did say to Tommy hopefully he'll be worthy of his name one day when they meet again. And even though Tommy said they won't, I have no doubt that they will, because right here, this shit ain't over. And this shit ain't over is a perfect Tommy phrase to use, because you guys know how I love connecting one spin-off to another, even though we haven't seen Force yet, because this is just the beginning of them connecting the Power worlds and the Power universe. And Double Pulse said, I feel like Force is going to connect the dots back to this episode, and we're going to see what Tommy's been up to until his return to try and take care of Tasha. The Power universe is something that has grown and grown, and is something that will continue to grow with new characters. And as season 2 comes and Power Book 4 Force comes, and as they all move into another season, characters will be crossing over to connect the dots from one spin-off to another, and the storyline between Tommy, Tasha and Tariq is far from finished. Tommy made a promise that he owes her a bullet for being a snitch, and for Lakeisha especially, so I fully expect them to either come back at some point for Tasha, or Tariq and Tasha will turn up in Power Book 4 Force over the next couple of seasons and years, but we are in for one crazy ride. So with that being said, let me know what you guys made of the season finale. Drop me all your thoughts and comments down below on Tommy, his storyline with Tasha, because it definitely is not finished, Tariq killing Jabari, and anything else you want to discuss. But I'll be back in the week as usual, breaking down key storylines. There's so much I want to talk about with Tommy, Tasha and Tariq, and every other storyline just in general. But remember, if you haven't done so already, remember to smash the subscribe button, as well as giving this video a thumbs up. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.